Your destination is on the left.
Loaded the trunk at dawn with a park map and a packed up lunch. Coffee gone cold by Seymour, but the whole damn state still feels close. First stop, Brown County, trees, mud on my boots and pine in the air. I'm chasing every trail sign like I got nowhere else to be. One stamp, then another, one more road, one more mile. I keep hearing that little voice say, just go a little farther. All the state parks in Indiana, I'm gonna see them one by one. All the state parks in Indiana, before this wandering day is done. Indiana, I'll take the long way home. All the state parks in Indiana. Turkey Run rocks below me, and the creek talks low in the shade. My phone stayed face down all morning. I let the whole world wait. At Clifty Falls I counted how the water split the stone. At McCormick's Creek I swore I could hear my own boots roll. One map, then another, one more bend, one more climb. I keep chasing that open feeling in the middle of county lines. All the state parks in Indiana, I'm gonna see them one by one. All the state parks in Indiana, before this wandering day is done. Indiana, I'll take the long way home. All the state parks in Indiana. Maybe I'm just chasing a place that feels like mine. A hill, a lake, a fire road, and a little extra time. So pass me another mile marker, let the rear view fade away. If you're looking for me, I'll be somewhere north of yesterday. All the state parks in Indiana, I'm gonna see them one by one. All the state parks in Indiana, before this wandering day is done. Indiana, with dirt on my shoes and a grin.
Made it to our campsite. Just give you a little tour. That is not our picnic table right there. We've got our fire pit. Said it was full shade. Unfortunately, it does not seem to be the case. This is the first time I've ever had the picnic table be on pavement. Now we gotta look for a good flat spot to put our tent. It seems like this one is really on a slant, so wouldn't be the first time. We're gonna figure it out. even though I have my princess potty that's mainly for nighttime use. So, as usual, we're parked right across the way from the main bathrooms. These are the bath houses, not the pit toilets. I won't use a pit toilet. And they do look a little kind of creepy on the outside. We've already been over here once, but I'm not gonna give you a tour on the inside, but they are some of the cleanest state park bathrooms I have ever seen. And we were gonna go back up towards the front to fill up our water jug for washing our hands and dishes and things, but there's a spigot right there, so we're not gonna have to do that after all. And I'm thinking word got around about that crazy old lady who tried to kill herself in a campground bathroom, so they've put up warnings. We got a late start this morning because I had a therapy appointment first thing in the morning. So he's finishing up a few last minute things. I am digging through my toiletry bag because my wrist is killing me and I need like a whole pile of ibuprofen right now. I would give a thumbs up, but that's about the best I can do at this point. Alright.
Oh, dude, we gotta have a hayride, babe. We're going on a hayride tonight.
Alright. Well, as per usual, we're going to the camp store.
Surface animals are welcome, Chief.
We skipped lunch, so I'm having some s'mores. Winning! I've never had this kind of chips before, but I don't believe I've ever had Caesar flavored chips, so we're gonna try those with our burgers. Shout out to Big Guy Camping, or I guess I should say cheers. I've seen a lot of YouTubers doing this lately where they use a tortilla instead of a bun. I like buns, but Jan doesn't, and I don't like to waste food, so I don't want to buy a whole pack of buns and then like only use one or two and get rid of the rest of them. So we're gonna try these little ones. They don't really look little, but they are. They're like, you know, Taco Bell taco size. We're gonna use these little ones for our burgers and see how that works out. So these chips are oddly bland. I don't know, I expected a lot more flavor from them because like ranch dressing doesn't have as much of a kick as Caesar dressing, and ranch chips have a lot of flavor, so I just assumed these would be like really zesty, like, you know, they're called Zesty Caesar, but not really feeling it. It says they're superbly seasoned, but I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm not a fan. He said he wanted my help. He said he's not used to people not knowing how to do things when they camp, but he's kind of just been staring at it for like 5 minutes. So I'm thinking that maybe he expected it to know what to do. Not really sure, but I'm going to see how this plays out. This would be our first time using a tarp at any campsite. Let's check on the burgers. I was getting kind of hangry, and it just makes me hangrier, so we're going to go back to the tarp. Not much has changed. Apparently, the lines there did not know how to untie themselves. He's going to be used to people not knowing how to do things by the time this camp is over.
You might want to wait a minute.
We had talked about getting a bag to fill up with water to like wash our hands at the campsite or wash dishes or whatever, and I found this one on Amazon, and at first Jan was like, that's not exactly what I was talking about, and I was like, well, I can send it back, and he said, no, we'll just try it out, whatever. So I was just sitting here looking at it, and it says this container can be used as a carrying bag for other beverages such as milk, juice, and wine. Now that is multi-purpose. Okay, but I also just noticed that it says perfect for car emergencies and natural disasters like hurricane. So I'm not really sure I would trust drinking anything that comes out of this bag. I just realized that we forgot to bring condiments for the burgers. We did bring a little bag of onions, but I think that in the absence of any ketchup and mustard, we'll probably use the onions, like fry those up and put them on our steaks tomorrow night. We didn't bring any cheese or condiments or anything, so it's going to be beef and tortilla. Let's check in on our tarp, shall we? It appears that... I don't know what it appears. I don't know anything about setting. I don't know anything about setting up a tarp. This is the first time we've had a tarp on a camp. I've probably watched enough YouTube videos that I should know a little something about setting up a tarp, but it's usually like it comes out of the bag and somebody snaps their fingers and it's suddenly hanging, so so I really don't know what all is required, and it looks like he's still figuring it out. We'll check back in a few minutes.
Not done yet.
The tortillas are still a little big for the burgers, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot, see how it works out. That is actually really good with the tortillas cooked in the burger grease and then the burgers with all the seasoning. It doesn't even need condiments. Alright, so we finished our burgers and now we're on our way back up to the camp store to check out the hayride.
We pulled up to the state park. The sun was shining bright. The leaves were green, the air was hot. It felt like summertime. They said hop on the hay wagon, so we climbed aboard with a grin. But I looked around and wondered, where's the hay we're sitting in? It's a hay ride with no hay in Indiana on a hot summer day. Got a tractor, got sun beating on our face. It's a hayride with no hay, but we're having fun anyway. We bounced along the trail, trying not to slide around. No bales beneath our backsides, just a hard old wooden ground. The trees were green and growing, the bugs were buzzing too. And somebody yelled, "Where's the hay?" We said, "If you find it, let us know." It's a hay ride with no hay in Indiana on a hot summer day. Got a tractor, got a wagon, but somebody haul the hay away. We're sweating down the trail while the tractor pulls away. It's a hay ride with no hay, and somehow we're still okay. Maybe the cows ate it, maybe the farmer sold it, maybe Indiana's heat just went and turned it golden. But we came for an adventure, and that's exactly what we got.
Right there. Back up a little bit. Okay, we got it. Well, we got lost coming back from the hayride, but we saw a lot more of the park, and now we're back at our campsite. He's got a fire going, and it is time to chill. This is my dessert for the evening. How cute are these? So when we booked this campsite, it said it was 250 yards from the playground. And I thought, okay, that's cool. Because in some of our previous camps, we'd been really close to the playground, and it stayed loud even after quiet hours. I thought, okay, this time we're 250 yards away from the playground. We should be all right. I can hear the kids screaming like they are in the next campsite. There's not enough signal out here to watch a YouTube video. So I was considering watching a DVD, but it's getting pretty late and it's going to be dark soon, and I think I might call it a night once it's completely dark. Well, on the tent, got my feet facing the back of the tent instead of the front of the tent this time because we're on a downhill slope, and I didn't want my head to be downwards. I love the sound of crickets and all the other little critters that you hear outside at night. So I'm just laying here listening to the noises of the night. Probably fall asleep fairly quickly, but Jan is still out there by the fire doing God knows what, talking about maybe fixing himself a steak. It's pretty late. Let's look. See if I can get a hold of my watch here. So it's 11:19. So hopefully you're here and listen to the critters and get some sleep. Talk to you in the morning. Well, it's about 7 a.m. and we're getting up to start our day. I slept like total garbage. My first issue was the slant that we're on. My sleeping pad kept sliding off the end of my cot with me on it. Like right now, it's probably hanging about 2 inches off the end. And then, of course, with my hand, I could not get it comfortable last night. My shoulder's been really sore from having my arm propped up all the time, so I was miserable in pain all night. So this was not a good night's sleep, unfortunately, and we've got a pretty big day ahead of us, earning our Explorer pins here. So I'm gonna get up and start getting ready, get some breakfast, hopefully get moving. We'll see how it goes. Pre-breakfast. So after breakfast this morning, we went on an all-day side quest, and that will be in next week's video. And then we had a really big lunch, and then we're both completely exhausted. So that tent is calling my name. It is nap time. So our original intentions were to get back from our side quest and go to the nature center and find out what we need to do to earn our Explorer pins here at Brown County State Park. But they actually close an hour earlier than it states on Google. So I was able to look up most of what we need to do. So we're going to kind of get started on that later. And Jan ate tonight's dinner last night, at least his portion of it. So he has said that he is going to spring for dinner at the restaurant here in the campground. So I am going to kick back for a little bit, let my phone charge, let me charge. I didn't sleep very well last night, but I've had a pretty good day today. It's been pretty exhausting, and I'm just hoping that we wake up in time to go get dinner.
I don't know. I got a feeling.
Alright, so we went to the fire tower and got that knocked out because we know that's going to be our site specific for our Explorer pin program in the morning. And now he's cutting kindling to start a fire. We stopped and got some more firewood and some fresh ice. And I am getting ready to do some of my therapy exercises. I'm going to be right there next to the fire. Our chairs have been under the tarp because It was raining a little bit earlier, so I'm going to be a little side by side with the fire just because of the angle that we're sitting on here. I was very fortunate that my DVD player also came with that type of plug, because apparently after I tested out at home, I left the regular power cord there. Alright, we're at 84%, so I want to wait till it gets to 100 before I plug in the DVD player.
Merry Christmas.
Just want to say, for being a little baby Blue Eddy, this thing is awesome. It only used about 11% of the battery to plug in a DVD player and watch the entire DVD, so that was pretty cool. And it still got plenty of battery to charge my phone overnight, so, and my watch. So I'm going to go ahead and get those plugged in, and I'm going to call it a night. We've got a lot more left over to do tomorrow than we were expecting before we head back home. So I'm going to try to get some sleep. Hopefully I sleep better than I did last night. Okay, so it's just about a little after 8:30. We're packing up and getting ready to head out. Not sure if we're going to do breakfast before we leave or if we're going to just go ahead and wait until lunch today, because we do have plans to have lunch at the lodge here in the park. Did not sleep well again last night. I finally ended up having to get up and take a pain pill, and then that got me about 2 hours of sleep. I do feel a lot better than I did yesterday morning, and so as soon as he gets back, we're going to finalize our plans, finish packing up, and then we'll go earn our pins. Alright, the nature center is open, and we're going to go find out what we need to do to get our explore.
However, it's not 110. Morning.
Thank you.
They help you pinpoint where a fire is at from the fire tower.
we are here for, oh, babe, look. There's a yellow finch. See him?
Look at that
Your
squirrel.
light's on. Your light's on. That they might see it. I don't know if they will or not. There's another squirrel right here. Look.
That's hilarious.
Did he just fall off?
No, he's still hanging there. That's hilarious. Hey there, buddy.
Oh, I see you now.
That is so great.
He's hanging. It's
By his
swinging.
claws, yeah. That is so great. Oh, there's a little chipmunk. I didn't get the bird though. Here's an itty bitty birdie.
There's another one up with the feeder on the right. The yellow one. That's the one I was talking about.
That's one I didn't see.
Radio tower.
Invasives are plants that grow quickly and aggressively, displacing other plants that are beneficial to the native ecosystem of plants and animals. Multiflora rose on the left of the trail is a shrub-like plant with tall stems and sharp thorns. It has small, jagged leaves and tiny white flowers. I don't see any of that.
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is begging for ticks.
This is the most overgrown trail that we've been on in any state park so far. And yeah.
Watch
No,
your
I didn't.
step. There's a bucket fungus.
Okay, these are called pawpaw trees. Pawpaw trees grow in patches and are typically connected at the roots and genetically identical, meaning that you are just looking at one tree. They produce a fruit locally known as an Indiana banana. This used to be a homestead, and this is where farmers would have drawn their water in the summer. This shrub, which can be found all along this trail, is called northern spice bush. It provides food for dozens of species of birds and butterfly larvae, including the spice bush swallowtail caterpillar. Okay, maple tree saplings have more jagged leaves, and young sugar maples, which have smoother leaves. We'll see many mature maple trees overhead.
This is one. If you want to look at the leaf, if I can get it up there.
We have a lot of maple trees around where we live, so that's not foreign to us.
There's some down here too. This is the gully.
Look at
See
that
the
caterpillar.
little one?
Above your head is a tulip poplar, the Indiana state tree. It has broad, smooth leaves and orangey yellow flowers in early summer. We're here in mid to late summer, so. The roadbed we're walking on was made by settlers years ago. The path is wider than a normal animal trail to be large enough for horse-drawn wagons. It does not look wide enough for a horse-drawn wagon to me, but
If
hey.
you think about a horse and buggy from where we live, they could probably do it. It would be really rough.
Yeah, maybe if they were like the size of the pony carts. The big wagons that they have now, doesn't seem like that would work.
2 trees to be right. Try to guess, maybe that one? Those two?
Let's see. One standing and one partially fallen. Okay, those
Yeah.
two, okay.
Those two.
Let me see if I can get those in the... Okay, right there. Let me zoom in a little bit. These ferns are called Christmas ferns because some people think the small leaflets look like Christmas stockings. I could see that, I guess. Look like little Christmas stockings. I could see that. This small tree is an American beech. In the winter, beech trees retain most of their leaves. As you drive through the countryside and spot trees with smooth gray bark and light brown leaves still on their branches, you'll be seeing beech trees.
Too bad everybody had to carve it up.
Yeah, that's pretty shameful. This tree, with its rounded, three-pronged leaves, is a sassafras tree. It has a scent that is pleasing to humans and has been used in teas and medicines for centuries.
I do smell something kind of, I don't know if it's minty, but not quite. Oh, it's pleasant.
Yeah, I smell it.
Did you?
Yeah, it smells good. This pine plantation was planted in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps.
I would have went.
How did the large rocks get into the gully? Perhaps farmers removed them from their fields, or the CCC placed them there to stop erosion, or they are exposed by water rushing downhill. This gully leads down to the bottom of the hill, and the water that flows through it trickles into Straw Creek.
That came down.
Look at this tree with a joined double trunk forming a V shape. It is a chestnut oak, and if you look up toward the sky, you see that the left side is alive and the right side is dead. This is because trees joined with trunks often have trouble sharing nutrients and staying healthy. This American beech, like many of its species, has been defaced by quote-unquote lovers. Cutting through the bark spoils the beauty of the tree, damages the tree's skin, provides access points for pests that can do further damage, and constitutes defacing state property. So in other words, they're committing a crime. There's a lot of moss there. Ooh, look at all those roots. This is probably one of the more rugged trails that we've been on in the state parks. Probably not the most rugged they have to offer, just one of the more rugged ones that we've actually been on. Trees growing on rocky hillsides such as this one have shallow root systems that make it easier for trees to fall.
Huh.
Lots of footprints on this part of it. Oh. What the heck are you? Or they, I guess.
Very tangled. Come on.
All right, last one. What are you looking for? These are chestnut oak trees, and they have blue-green lichen growing on them. I love these like nature-made stairs. The shagbark hickory is a good place for bats to rest during the day. The loose pieces of bark make it easy for bats to climb inside and roost. We saw a lot of bats in our cave tour. Yeah, the Wyandotte Caves. I don't see any resting in that shagbark. I would not disturb them if I did, but it'd be really cool to see. This is a large sandstone rock. It was formed from sediment falling to the bottom of the shallow sea. The pressure of additional sediment gradually compressed the layers into the rock. Trees with the growth pattern of this large oak are sometimes called wolf trees. They often develop in open spaces where sunlight is abundant, whereas trees in a crowded forest grow straighter and taller to reach the sunlight.
It's on a flower. Gorgeous. Sock.
Well, at least that was the first trash we found. It was supposed to be in the high 70s with a 0% chance of rain all weekend. But until today, it was a little chilly, maybe low 70s, and off and on drizzling rain. But now, as we're packing up to leave, it is 79 degrees. There's no breeze, no drizzling, and as you can see, our full shade camping spot does not have any shade. So once again, we're all cleaned up and ready to go. We even cleaned up some trash that the previous campers left behind, because that's one thing we do at every state park we go to is clean up trash. So we're just putting the last couple of things of ours away and we're gonna hit the road.